Hello and welcome to the 15th Annual Donald Manzelli Memorial Telethon. My name is Jim Major and I'll be one of your hosts. And here today is co-host Rich Mucci, and to our right we have Vinny Ferlisi, who will be cooking for us today. Vinny, what is on the menu for today's program?
Today, well, I'm going to try to recreate a couple of recipes today. One is a cold sandwich called avocado smash, and the other recipe will be a creamy chicken piccata. So hopefully I can recreate those from my home to this studio. That's all I have. That's all I have for today.
Well, that sounds great, Vinny. I can't wait to try that stuff. I'm kind of hungry. It's lunchtime, and I haven't eaten yet, so I can't wait to start smelling that cooking. But we're going to start off today's program with the national anthem being performed by the Woburn Memorial High School a cappella choir.
Thank you, a cappella choir, for that performance. Up next, we have a video dedicated to the man who this telethon is named after, Donald Manzelli. Let's take a look.
Don grew up in Watertown and graduated from Watertown High School in 1946. After 2 years as a sergeant in the U.S. Army and member of the Army Ground Forces Band in Washington, D.C., Don attended Brown University and then transferred to the Colorado College. While earning a Bachelor of Science in Engineering, he developed a deep appreciation for and commitment to the college. Over the years, Don created countless structures all over Massachusetts, winning many awards and accolades. His design construction business began in the 60s in Arlington and moved to Woburn in the 70s. Don immersed himself in all aspects of the community by joining the North Suburban Chamber of Commerce, the Woburn Business Association, the Woburn Redevelopment Authority, the Lions Club, and the Winchester Hospital. Don was also a member of state and national building organizations such as the Associated General Contractors of America and Massachusetts, the American Arbitration Association, and was responsible for the accreditation of building/engineering curricula at colleges and universities throughout the United States. Don was a private pilot who traveled extensively. He was also an avid fan of jazz, classical, opera, and musical theater. In his later years, Don expended endless energy and enthusiasm for many charities, including the North Suburban YMCA, the Woburn Public Library, and the Council of Social Concern. Don Manzelli became actively involved with the Council of Social Concern in 2001 when he became a member of the Century Campaign Committee that was involved with raising money to help Council of Social Concern build his facility at 2 Merrimack Street in Woburn. Don also took on an active role by volunteering hundreds of hours helping to keep an eye on all phases of the construction of this new facility. Don was elected to the Board of Directors of Council of Social Concern on July 1st, 2006, and served until his death on June 16, 2010. Don became active in raising new funds for the agency and took on the chairmanship of the Neighbors Helping Neighbors Campaign Committee. The legacy that Don has left to the Council of Social Concern is both a beautiful facility from which to serve the community and a more financially secure agency because of his dedication and commitment to our mission. Don will be forever missed as a friend of Council of Social Concern.
Welcome back, and that was a great tribute to Don Manzelli. He truly was a friend of the Council of Social Concern. He created the Neighbors, Helping Neighbors campaign that still goes true today. You know, almost 13 years after his death, 14 years after his death, we're still here raising money, trying to build on the legacy that Don created so many years ago. And this agency has grown so much because of people like Don. And everyone out there watching, you have an opportunity to follow in Don's footsteps and help the agency today by donating. You could scan the QR code on your screens or call 781-995-4178 to make a donation, or go online. Any way to help the agency that you'll hear more about later on today, about their tremendous work that they do day in and day out. We got a couple hours, Jim, to fill.
Couple of hours. We've got a lot of guests coming on. We have some musical performances for you today, but most importantly, we're going to get those phones ringing.
Exactly. So if you can, scan that code, call in. This number again, 781-995-4178. Let's get those phones ringing. Let's get those donations coming in. So Jim, I think it's time. Maybe we have some guests here so far. I don't know.
Looks like the first up, we have Mary Lawton, who's a friend of the Council of Social Concern. Mary, come on in between us. How are you, Mary?
Mary, good to see you.
Good to see you, a perennial favorite.
Yep, always
How are
here to
things?
support. Everything's wonderful. I just really want to get out there like everybody that what a wonderful organization this is. I'm more involved in the food pantry, which is just unbelievable, and it's getting busier and busier and busier.
What are some of the things that you do with the food pantry?
I go every Thursday. We volunteer, and we serve the customers that come in, and we give them food and necessary items. It's gotten so much bigger. We started on Campbell Street. So, it's just, now we are able to do so much more with the space we have up there.
So you've been active with the council for a long time.
Yeah.
Not too long. Yeah, I have, but I do love them, and they do such a wonderful job. So I want to give this in behalf of myself and my business, and wishes both very well today.
Well, Mary, we can't do it alone. Our staff relies on volunteers like yourself, and it's amazing, Jim and Mary, to hear these stories of how people get involved, one day, and they keep coming. And they come year after year, decade after decade. We won't date you, Mary. But it's
That's all right.
It is amazing. When you go in there on any day, you talk to the volunteers. They've been there for years, and they really feel
Part of your life.
Yeah, it
Becomes
becomes a part of your life. Right,
It
it's a
does.
lifestyle,
Yep,
and
yep.
it's just the work they do. And as you said, it's getting busier and busier, which means more people to serve, which means more food to buy, more donations needed. So events like today are so important to keep the agency going.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we couldn't do it without the volunteers as well as the funds from you, the viewers.
right.
Yep.
So Mary, maybe you can make a plug to all your friends out in Woburn
I am
land.
going to say to all my family, friends, clients, everybody, pick up that phone and call. No donation is too small.
That's right. And maybe read the number right there, Mary, for everybody.
781-995-4178.
Well, we thank you for coming
You're
in
very
today.
welcome, and
It's
good
always
luck.
great to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Mary.
Thank you.
All right.
Up next, let's see. It's a little dark in the studio this year. All right.
All right, from Ward 5 City Councilor Darlene Mercer-Bruin, come on in. Come on in between us, Darlene.
Come on, Darlene.
How are you? Good to see you again. Happy New Year.
Happy
A little belated,
New
but
Year to you both.
I can't believe we're already in
Am I
February.
supposed to do this?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Just hold that mic up so they can hear you.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, thank
This
you, Darlene, for coming in.
environment is like It's like Channel 5. It's so cool. I love it here. Every
Very
time.
professional
I love
studio.
it. My daughter, Claire, who graduated a couple years ago, this was one of her favorite places to be.
Yeah.
And to learn about the communication. So, anyway.
It's a tremendous place to learn. Brian and the team here does
Yes.
a tremendous job, and we couldn't do it without their team helping us
Absolutely.
today. And every year we come back, there's always something new in the studios. So,
Right.
but it's great. But why don't you talk about your involvement with the Council of Social Concern and what brought you out here on a Sunday today to be here with us?
So my involvement started probably many, many years ago. I'm almost 60 years old, but I remember when I was younger helping to make the baskets at St. Joseph's with my mom and Marianne and all of the wonderful people from the school, or from the church. And then, of course, at Winchester Hospital, I'm also an employee at Winchester Hospital, who big contributors to the council and the food pantry. And so, been involved for a long time, mostly behind the scenes, but it's a great organization.
From
And,
your unique view as a city councilor, how do you see the council making an impact in Woburn?
well, we do our best to make sure that we collaborate with our businesses, who are very, very generous to our community. But it's also a tricky balance to make sure that we balance the businesses with the residents who live here, right? So we do our best to make sure we strike that balance and say yes when we can. And gently say no when we have to, but I think we do a good job of it.
Wonderful.
And the residents, I'm so proud to say, the residents of Ward 5 and everyone in the city, when there are big, major issues that come up, they're there,
Yeah.
and they want to participate. And sometimes I'll reach out and I'll say, I know you're busy. And they're like, no, we'll be there. Or, of course, we'll participate in that neighborhood meeting. So that's just the spirit of this community. So grateful to
Wonderful.
be here. So grateful to be here.
Very well said and very true. I mean, I've been involved in the agency for about 12 years now, and it's amazing when the call goes out for a need, it happens. And that's not just
Nobody
our agency.
hesitates, not even for a minute.
Nope.
Right.
Not even for a minute. So we're very lucky. And I just want to tell you a quick story. So earlier today, my girls, they're all 20-somethings. They said, well, we want to donate. Just tell us a number. I said, well, you know what? You guys are 20-something. You figure that number out. But here's something to think about. You all get a coffee every day,
Yep.
whether it's Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. I said, do the math. It's $49 a week.
Sure.
Maybe you don't have that coffee this week. And all of a sudden they said, do they have Venmo? So I don't know the answer to that question, but I want to put that challenge out to people at home as well. If you think maybe it's a little tight, think about it. Think about those little things that you do that maybe you could find $20 or $15.
Yep.
And
Or-
no donation is too small.
No
for us
donation is
today.
because all of those add up.
And
So-
we may or may not have Venmo, but we do have that QR code.
I
that you
saw
see
it on-
the screen
I
right
saw
now.
it on my way
Feel
in.
free to take out your phone, take
Yes.
a picture of that, and
I
and
saw
make
it
your
on
donation
the whole
that way.
Venmo thing. I don't have Venmo either, but that was their. That's what they all use. But I will take a picture of that.
Wonderful.
But it got me thinking. I'm like, you know what? I know things are difficult, but if we think about it, there's always, for many of us, something that we spend money on every week and don't really think much about it, right?
Yep.
So hopefully,
Very well put.
Yeah,
And
so-
we appreciate your support.
I appreciate your time.
Not only this year, but every year that you've come and
Oh,
supported
thank
us.
you so much. And this is from my husband and I.
Oh, wonderful.
The-
Thank
the-
you.
The other donations will be coming through on that scan thing.
Excellent. Excellent.
From
Well
the
done.
Bruin girls. So.
Well, Darlene, thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much for
much.
being here. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for supporting the cause. Thank you
right.
for rallying the troops for
I
us.
hope you have a great day.
Thank
I
you.
just want to send a shout out. I know everybody in the city of Woburn is going to participate, but I'm asking all my colleagues in Winchester, at Winchester Hospital, to pick up the phone too. I know you're out there watching. So
Or maybe just tell them the number.
781-995-4178.
Let's make those phones ring, folks.
Absolutely. You guys have a great day. Vinny,
Thank
good
you,
luck.
you too.
He's going to need it.
Thank you so much, guys.
Have a good day.
Okay, and next up we have from Everett Bank, Bill Balboni. Bill, come on down.
Come on up, Bill.
How are you, my friend?
Hey, Jim. Good to see you.
Good to see you
Bill,
too.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming down.
Bill,
friend.
thank you. We got a donation from Everett Bank. Bill, tell us what's things like over at Everett Bank these days?
Everett Bank is going great, Jim. We've been in Everett for 130 years. We have an office in Linfield and now an office in Montville Ave in Woburn. And we're very happy to be part of the Woburn community.
We're happy to have you here as well, and your involvement in this agency is a little newer, but it is really one that's really blossoming. Why don't you just explain how you got involved and what you're doing with the agency these days?
Sure, Rich. I had a former colleague that her granddaughter went to daycare at the council, and I had some time to go and volunteer there, and was so impressed with the hard work and the food pantry and the daycare and just the care they have for the children. It was very heartfelt and really touching. So I wanted to find a way to be involved, and I met with Jessie over the summer, and she was gracious enough to have me on board.
Well, we appreciate your involvement on the board and everything and being with us. And also, it's so true. Once you see it in action and you go over there and you see the people working in the pantry, you see the Children's Center operating, it's one thing to talk about it in a day like today, but actually when you go see it, it is amazing how much work they do in a day to help those families in need in our area. So.
And Bill has been active in the city for a few years now. He's very active with the Rotary Club. In fact, I think you're president-elect. President-elect of the Woburn
Following
Rotary
Brian
Club.
next year.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yep. So we certainly appreciate those efforts that you make for the city and for the Council of Social Concern.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you for coming down today on a Sunday.
You betcha.
Appreciate the support of Everett Bank
Sir.
and
Thank you,
yourself.
Thank you, my friend.
Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Okay. So now,
Drum roll.
drum roll. We have lost our.
We have no teleprompter
We have no
anymore.
teleprompter today,
So
so
we're gonna
we're
just
going to
ad-lib.
wing it now.
And maybe someone can tell us what we're going to do next. But if we maybe have another guest.
The council package video.
Oh, all right. We're going to actually, that's a good segue, right? We just talked about you got to see it in action. And
That's
so, we're going to go right now and see how the council helps those in need with this short video.
Fantastic. We'll be right
Council
back.
of Social Concern was founded in 1969 by a group of local volunteers who were concerned about the needs of Woburn's low-income and minority families. Their purpose was to promote a climate of neighborliness, which recognizes the inherent dignity of people, regardless of race, religion, or national origin. The agency was formed to function as a conscience to the community. Council of Social Concern was originally located at 19 Campbell Street, Woburn, and served the community at that site for 34 years. After outgrowing the Campbell Street facility, Council of Social Concern moved to their new site at 2 Merrimack Street in April of 2003. Finally, all programs were under one roof, a dream come true. The Council of Social Concern celebrates years of providing service to those who are in need of living in their own community through many programs offered: the Children's Center, Family Child Care System, Family Skill Building Parenting Education Program, and the Food Pantry Program. We have brought relief and dignity to thousands of children, families, and individuals who look to us for help. Over the years, these programs have altered and expanded their services and increased capacity as needed in response to community need. This year, our programs will assist about 3,000 individuals in Woburn, Winchester, and other residents and communities within the Middlesex County. This is done with the assistance of 26 staff, 15 contracted family child care providers, and approximately 360 volunteers. Please pick up the telephone and call 781-995-4178 to donate live at tonight's Council of Social Concern Telethon.
Well, welcome back. And you're going to hear us say it a number of times today, but please pick up the phone, dial 781-995-4178, or scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen to make a donation. Your generous donations will greatly impact the Council of Social Concern's food pantry. The food pantry helps over 250 families a month right now, Jim, and approximately 9,200 individuals a year. Please take a look at how this food pantry runs. Keep those phones ringing.
Dr. Devine. So the we have a volunteer that does check-in, and she'll check them in here, verify their address, and make their appointment for the following month, and give them an appointment card. So they'll check in, get their appointment, pastries and breads here, and then they go into this room over here. This is kind of like just when we get the individual snacks and everything, they can come in here, and it helps, if kids go to school, if they need snacks for them at home to bring to school. This is like individual snacks. We also have baby formula that they can help themselves with. So they'll come in, and we have fresh produce, frozen items as well. And they just go through and shop through these shelves. And it goes by size of family, so we have a lot of non-English speaking clients, so we can just kind of point. If you have a family of 4, you get 3 from the shelf, and so on. It's easy to communicate. And our volunteers will be here, and they'll bag for them.
Richard has one in his pocket, probably.
So not only will your donations help the food pantry, but also the family child care system. Let's take a look at this program.
My name is Maggie Hibbert. I'm the Family Child Care Specialist for the Council of Social Concern, and we are currently at Gisela Reynoso's Child Care in Woburn.
My name is Gisela Reynoso, and I'm running a home family daycare. I'm working with urban social concern because they give you a lot of support to the providers, a lot of support with curriculums, trainings, support for the parents, support for the provider, for support for kids. I love working with them.
Hi, my name is Shannon. I've been with the Woburn Council of Social Concern for 4 years. So we start at 7:30, everyone comes in, everyone has their own cubby, they put their belongings in their cubby. We come in, like for example, we have some activities here, so we're working on colors and shapes, and then we'll have some activities. We have some new activity books that we're using, and it's working with shapes, numbers, animals, putting together a puzzle, things like that. We'll sing, we'll count, and then we'll read a book. We read, where's our book today? We started spring, so we read Little Blue Truck Springtime. So we usually go with the themes, and then we have some Easter books, and yeah. And then we'll do an activity at the table over here, and then we'll clean up, and then we'll go outside for at least an hour, sometimes longer, depending on the weather. And then we come back in, eat lunch, prepare for nap. We love outside, especially in the summer. We're outside earlier, and then we'll even bring the inside outside. So it could be an activity, it could be lunch. I have 9 enrolled, so each day is different. So one day I'll have 6, another I'll have 7. Usually, like today I have 8. You could do 6 on your own, and then 2 school agers, which I currently have on the days that I have 7. And then on Wednesdays, I have an assistant that works with me, so then you're allowed up to 10 with an assistant.
Well, we are back, and this person that we're bringing on next is a longtime friend of the council and probably needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce her anyway. My friend Kathy Lucero, who's representing the Woburn Historical Society. Welcome, welcome.
How are you? Nice
Good
to see you. Nice to see you,
back.
old friend.
How are you?
Good.
Are we doing okay? Kathy used to host this
Yeah, I
telethon
did.
for many years, and I hope we're doing okay.
Yeah, you're doing great. It's not an easy job. You know, it isn't to stand here for 3 hours and, you know, try to get people to give money. So give money, 781-995-4178.
Let's make those phones ring.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy to be here. As you know, I'm a volunteer at the food pantry on Wednesday evenings, which is for working families. And I've been doing it, I think, about 15 years, 16 years. And saw Mary and, you know, Karen before then, and now it's Paula Matthews and Julia. They do a fabulous job. And if you really want to get a pulse of the city, you have to volunteer. And volunteer at the food pantry is one way that I have seen how the demographics of Woburn have changed, how things have changed economically for people, and it's a very real issue. So you really got to get off your bum and pick up the phone and call, because it really is important. It's a lot of people that need help. So it doesn't matter if it's $25, $50, $10, it doesn't matter, right?
Nothing's too small. Now you mentioned about volunteering. You're very involved with the Historical Society. What programs can we look forward to in 2024?
Well, believe it or not, I'm the co-founder of the Woburn Historical Society, which I'm proud to say, and it is 18 years old this year.
Wow.
I know.
Still over at the Burnett Mansion?
We're with the help of the Flaherty family, who let us live there rent-free.
Amazing.
We are there at the Burnett Mansion, and we really get very involved. Brian, obviously Willette, who's in charge of here, the executive director. We do films together with Bob McGuire, who helps me write
Award-winning films,
Award-winning, we
add.
do, yeah. I think we've done about 25 films in 18 years, and it's the recording Woburn history, Woburn veterans, and it's very important. I think we just finished one on 3 Woburn veterans, and at the high school. With COVID, we couldn't get back there, so now we're getting back on track. And now this is the spring coming, so what we do is we do the 8th grade burial ground tour. We take out from the Joyce Junior High, we take out about 100 kids, and they learn to, I assign them a stone, and they have to learn that person's history, and they come and do a rubbing. And then we take out 400 third graders.
Wow.
The last week of May into June on the trolleys. Yeah, and then I take a vacation, because that's it. But we have some wonderful volunteers, and I think that's one of the things. We don't own a lot of possessions, we don't own property as a society, but we do get very vested into the city and what happens here.
I think that's going to be a recurring theme that we're going to hear today: volunteering,
It is.
volunteering,
Oh, yeah.
volunteering.
Yeah.
In Woburn, there's no shortage of volunteers, and people do step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And today we're looking for folks to step up and make those donations
absolutely.
to help us out to reach our goal today.
You know, the funny thing is there's so many social clubs in Woburn, you know, whether it's Rotary or Kiwanis or the veterans groups, and, you know, people aren't joining anything anymore. Don't you think? You're in Rotary, right? And they don't want to join, and that's not good, because you got to be in the community you're in.
That's right.
To understand the problems and where you're going, and so I think it's very important.
You can't just take from the community, you have to give back.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah,
And-
that's how you meet people.
That's right.
Right? I would like to give you a check on behalf of the Historical Society.
Thank you very much.
And then I own a business, as you know, so here is one for my business.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Thank you, guys. You're doing a great job. Nice to
Kathy,
see you.
so good
And
to
I
see
see
you
Vinny.
again.
Where is Vinny? He left now?
No, Vinny's over behind
Vinny's
the
over there.
balloons.
And he's
We're
going to
gonna
cook something
we're
up
gonna be
today.
visiting with Vinny
Yeah.
a little bit later. He'll be cooking up a storm.
Great, terrific.
Kathy, thank you
guys.
so
Kathy.
much for
Welcome.
being here. You know, it's great to see people like you. You know, you lead by example. You inspire the next generation of volunteers in this town. And it's, you know, I got involved in this telethon because of you two, watching you host this for so many years and all the great work you did. You know, we can only hope to, you know, carry on that legacy today. But you raised a lot of money for this great agency. You do it on Wednesday nights, you know, and with your work with the Historical Commission is fantastic as well.
You're
So-
welcome. You're welcome. Try to buy a ticket into heaven. That's what I tell people. It works, so try it. Thank you very
Good
much.
stuff.
Hey, call 781-995-4178. Thanks,
Very good.
everybody.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Kathy. Have
Oh,
a
I
great
take
day.
it over there. Bye. I gotta say bye.
Bye
to
now.
Jim. Bye. Bye. Nice to see you.
You too.
Bye, Vinny. Kisses.
Okay, so next up, we have a representative from the Woburn School Committee, Colleen Cormier. Come on down.
Hi, Colleen.
Good to see you again. Come on in between us here.
Thanks for joining
Rose
us.
between two thorns, as I like to say. How are things with the school committee?
Fantastic. We've just finished the feasibility study, looking at all of our buildings, our beautiful old buildings. Some of them need updating, and we might need to change some things. So we are putting together a sort of a task force of city people and parents and whoever else can help kind of figure out what our next steps are. So really part of a community effort.
Excellent.
It's a busy time of year for the school committee, planning for next fiscal year and everything like that. And February, you kind of hit the stride back after winter break. So it sounds like everything's going well. Athletics are performing well.
Yes.
A lot of productions at the high school and middle school and things like that. So it's off to a good start here, wouldn't you say?
I think so. I definitely think so.
So from your viewpoint, as part of the school committee, how do you see the CFC making an impact in our community?
We do a lot in the schools as far as, well, now of course we have the free school lunch through the National School Lunch Program, and of course Maura Healey has signed that into place, and hopefully that stays that way, but there are still needs outside of the school day. Some kids have their breakfast and lunch at school, and then they still need the help of social concern, weekends, vacations, things like that. So never mind your basic needs, and then of course the child care, of course, is so helpful for families.
Absolutely, and we've got that backpack program going on right now in schools, which is a tremendous program, thanks to some generous sponsors and volunteers that do that, but they help the youth in Woburn, as you mentioned, when filling gaps where the school day can't really end. So. But we appreciate you coming down today. Appreciate you rallying the troops to make some donations and help the cause. So maybe give a plug out to all those in TV land watching, your friends and family and everybody at home.
Yes, hopefully everybody. I'm sure there's plenty of viewers right now that want to call 781-995-4178 and make a donation. I'm going to make mine on the way out the door.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you for coming down.
I will also mention, as you may know, I'm on the board of the Woburn Community Education Foundation.
Yes.
Which also helps the schools, as the social concern helps our families as well. And so we just received some grants, that the Ed Foundation provides funding for things that are outside of the regular school budget, supporting the schools and the teachers specifically. So we just got some grants from Winning Home.
Fantastic.
Very nice.
And that's for a social emotional learning program at the middle schools. Usually people forget about the middle schools, I think.
Right.
Also, there was the Cummings Foundation grant, and we have upcoming is the Hall of Fame is coming back this year.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, we haven't seen that in a little while.
Yeah, it's been 2 years, so more of the, of course, sports teams and individual athletes, but also community members.
Wonderful.
Distinguished alumni.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, thank you for joining us this Sunday, taking time out of your day to be here and support the cause, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Great, thank you very much.
Colleen, thank you so much.
Thanks, Colleen. All right, Jim, before we move on, I did want to announce, Bill was here from Everett Bank before, and he was very modest. He handed you a check and said this is a donation from the bank, but that donation was for $2,500.
$2,500. Well, that'll certainly help get us to our goal.
So we thank Everett Bank for all their support, day in and day out, in a day like today.
They're located down on Montvale Ave, by next to McDonald's.
They are.
Yep.
A new branch, and it's great to have them in the community and
absolutely
doing their part in the community. So.
Excellent.
Last December of 2022, we lost a very important woman, Mary Lang. Mary was a fixture for this agency for so many years at this telethon. She loved this event, and she was fantastic, and we miss her. But she's worked alongside with the WPMC staff to organize guest acts and hosts, always with a smile.
Always.
And she never panicked, right? I mean, when we were here, she was always calm, cool, and collected, when many of us might have been thinking otherwise. But she was great to work with, and we miss her dearly. So please enjoy this short video on Mary and her legacy with the council.
She really was a special person, and
Yes.
I know I certainly miss Mary.
Me too.
And everything that she did. But we're going to continue on with our telethon here. We have another guest we'd like to bring on, Samantha Stone, who is the Assistant to the Mayor for Community Outreach and Communication. Samantha, come on down.
Hi, Samantha.
Hi, it's
Hi,
great
how
to
are
be
you
here.
today? Come
I'm
on
good,
in.
Thanks for
thank
joining
you.
us.
How are things?
I'm good. I always feel short when I stand between two strapping men like yourselves, but I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thank you.
About 30 days in the position at this point, or a little longer?
I think that sounds about right, a little bit less than that, but not much. It has been amazing. It has been incredible to see how many people come into the office or call us up who need help, and that's an important part of what we do, and it demonstrates the need for things like what you're doing here today. There's a lot of people who we support, and the Council of Social Care feeds, which is amazing. But there's also just so many people coming in saying, I want to volunteer somewhere. Can you point me in the right direction? Or I have an idea that will make our community better. Can you help me implement it? And that is incredibly rewarding as well.
I bet. It sounds like a rewarding days, right? When you get those calls. So, why don't you talk a little bit about your goals for this year and in your position? It's a new role for you, and I'm sure you're excited, and we're excited to see what you can do. But what are your goals for this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a brand new role. So honestly, we don't have a lot of what I would normally consider sort of quantifiable metrics, right? I'm kind of an analytical person by nature, and I want to tell you how many people we're going to help and all of that. We don't have that structured yet today. But what we do know is that we want every single person who reaches out to the mayor's office to talk to a human being and to hopefully be directed to a resource that can help them. We won't always be able to help them directly in the mayor's office, but we can connect them to resources in the city. We can connect them to great resources like the Council of Social Concern, and we can take ideas. And so right now, we're really just trying to make sure that we're directing our efforts towards where there's the greatest need and the greatest opportunity for our community. And we have a couple of fun things also planned to really help encourage, it was really important to Mayor Concana that we create sort of a culture of service in our community. And as anybody who watches Today in Woburn knows, I end every show saying, continue to take good care of each other, because we as a community in Woburn do that. And so for me, this role is about figuring out where we can make the most impact to the great work that happens already across the city and amplify that as much as we possibly can.
And I can only imagine that if we didn't have the Council of Social Concern, there would be a big hole in those resources that you need to help people that are calling, that genuinely need.
It is an incredibly big hole, unfortunately. The number of people who need help with food and childcare and all the other amazing things that the council does is growing. It's not shrinking. I hope one day we all wake up and there is much less need, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So I'm so grateful for things like today that give us an easy way to help, right? This is pretty easy. Pick up a phone, make a donation, right?
Pick up the phone and do what?
Make a donation, 781-995-4178, and give us whatever it is that you can, whether it's $1 or $100. Everything helps.
Absolutely. Or
Well
use
said.
that QR code that you see on the
Or
screen.
share it with someone who might
That's right.
be able to make a donation. Not all of us can ourselves right now, but you can definitely tell somebody about it.
Well, Samantha, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for all your work in the city and directing people to the resources. And we're all in this together. And it's days like today, you're right, that reminds us of that. So it's great to see everyone from the city come down today and talk about service and what the council means. But people like yourself who go above and beyond every day to help our residents. So thank you very much for all you do, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I have the best job in the world. I really do.
Great to hear. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay, so now we're going to toss it over to Vinny to see what's cooking.
Thanks, guys. As I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I had a couple of recipes today. One is a cold sandwich, and one is my version of a creamy chicken piccata. So why don't we get the garnish for our chicken dish started first before we get into the cold sandwich. I have some mushrooms that I want to saute as a garnish or a side with the chicken piccata. And when you're slicing mushrooms, slice them thick. A lot of times the dishes that you get are they're really like paper thin, and you can't really sink your teeth into them. So what I like to do is I cut them about a ½ inch, quarter to a ½ inch, like just three slices. So I have about about a pound here. I have just regular white mushrooms, and I have this king mushroom, which is really nice. It's almost like a porcini mushroom, not as intense and earthy, but it has the same consistency. So we're just going to cut that up and throw that in. And you can use any mushroom for this, portobellos or shiitakes or whatever you like. It's just a garnish for our second recipe today. So we just put that in a pan. We're going to get a little bit of oil on here. Okay, a little bit of oil. And we'll get this going on low for now. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. That way the mushrooms will sweat a little, sweat some of the juices out and caramelize a little, not too much, but a quarter teaspoon is fine. Okay, so for our first dish, it's something that I came up with to put two different vegetables together, and it's called avocado smash. So you start off with you can do this in a food processor, but I like to use a stick blender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quart of drained and rinsed chickpeas. Put that to the side, which people keep telling me that's what I say too many times, but it's going to be off to the side anyway. And I'm just going to add, everything here is eyeballed, it's not measured. So I'm going to add about 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil for flavor. And I just want to grind these with a stick blender. Again, food processor is fine. If it's a little pasty, you can add a little bit extra oil, but I think we have enough here. You want it to be semi-creamy. And I don't like to get it completely creamy like peanut butter, because that way when somebody's eating it, they know it's chickpeas. And that's that. I think Anthony's going to be upset with me because I got chickpeas all over the camera, but that's okay. We just get that in there. And what else? So we have our avocados. I'm going to season this after the avocados are in here. So what I like to do is, actually I'm going to put gloves on for this because this can get rather messy. Just going to turn this up just a little. I'm used to cooking with gas. I'm using electricity today. And it's just, it's a little hard getting used to. So we take the ends off the avocado, give it a slice, and just squeeze that right into the chickpeas. So I used a quart of drained and rinsed chickpeas. I'm going to use about 2 or 3 avocados. This recipe is nice for people who are vegan because it's all natural, or it's all plant-based. Okay, so now we have our three avocados mixed in with our chickpeas, and what I do is I just use my hand and I kind of poke that in. And now it's time for seasoning. And I'm going to use a little bit of salt. This is kosher salt. It's grainy, it's nice. Got a little bit of a crunch to it. And my black pepper. Little squeeze of lemon. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm going to use a little bit of granulated garlic. It's similar to garlic powder, but it's not as powdery. It's granular. It has a granular texture, and I'm just going to use a little bit of that. I have put fresh garlic into this, but it's a little too pungent, a little too strong. So I like to use a little bit of that. And I want that mixed in. The salt and pepper and the garlic, it's to taste, whatever you like. You got to remember the chickpeas are canned and they are salty. Even if you rinse them, there's still a lot of residual salt left. And that is that. So what I like to do is I like to make a little sandwich with this. And you can use any kind of roll. They don't have to be sliders. I got sliders today, but they don't have to be sliders. And you can certainly toast these if you want. So I get a little piece of lettuce. That's a big piece of lettuce. It's a little lettuce, a little tomato. Where am I here? A little tomato. And I have a scoop of our avocado smash. And a little bit of cucumber. And I have a little bit of roasted red pepper. And the top of the bun, and that's our avocado smash sandwich. Okay. And there you have it. That's our first recipe for today. Okay. Now let's take a. Now we're going to be coming back in a little while, but now let's take a look at the Council of Social Concerns Thanksgiving Basket Distribution Day. That takes place every year, the day before Thanksgiving.
Hi, my name is Alex D'Agostino. I'm from Vincent Owen Elementary School, and we're donating food. Hi, my name is Kellen Sichelski, and I'm from Vincent Owen Elementary School, and we're donating food. Hi, my name is Kyle Kelly, and I go to Vincent Owen, and we're donating food. Dominic. Hi, my name is Dominic Berardi, and I'm a 5th grader from VL Schools. We're donating to the food pantry.
Great. Anything else? Hello. Hi. I don't know what is. Say hi.
Hi,
Happy Thanksgiving.
and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Thanksgiving.
We're here at the American Legion for our annual Thanksgiving distribution.
And we want to thank them
Yes.
for letting us always come here.
Always come here, they never charge us. We're serving Winchester and Woburn residents, and we will take in about 380 baskets today. Total with deliveries, we're probably up to about 480 families.
That's a huge amount.
It's a huge amount,
Yeah.
yeah.
it is, yeah.
And that's Woburn and Winchester. They come from individuals, we come from companies. That's about it. We have a lot of volunteers from the high school helping out.
We have the football team.
Yep, we need the muscle.
Yep, we have the football team. Yeah, we don't want to get them tired over the game.
And we've been here, you've been doing it how? I've been doing it 16.
About 15
Yeah,
years.
16
about
years for
15
me.
years.
Yep.
We've been doing it together.
I know.
With Mary Lang, God rest her soul.
Yep, yep.
So we have a lot of fun doing it.
We do, yes.
A lot of the community comes together, so we have a blast. And
do.
we sit back and we put the Ben Gay on before we get here.
Take some Advil.
Yeah, Advil.
And we're good.
Yep, and we go.
But
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody. Thanks
you
to
very
everybody that donated and volunteered.
This is the community spirit.
Community, absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi, we are the Club of Social Concern and BSU. What does that stand for, Carl?
Black Student Union.
Me and my fellow friends have come here today to help out, you know what I'm saying, the people, you know what I'm saying. We speak for the community and all that. And like we like to take hours, you know what I'm saying, to help out the community. Johnny brought me here, you know what I'm saying, very appreciative for the club and all that.
Yeah.
And my BSU leaders and Carl Mayus and Jalen, the dog Merlane.
Our Club Social Concern leaders.
So I'm David Mullally, co-president of the Club of Social Concern. I'm really happy to have the Black Student Union for Woburn Memorial High School here to help us out, because if it wasn't for them, this would be a lot harder of a job. So it's nice to see a community go together and all the clubs working together. We'll have Luch.
I'm Luciano Parziale. I'm one of the social media officers for the Club of Social Concern, and I think it's really great to see the Black Student Union here with us, just giving back to the community, you know, donating and making sure everyone can have a happy holiday. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy Charisse. I am one of the co-presidents of the Woburn Club of Social Concern, and yeah, I'm super happy to be here. Just doing a great job today. I am amazed at how many baskets we have. How many do we have? Around like 400? 400, is that what they said?
I think, yeah, 380.
Yeah, so, you know, everyone's doing such an amazing job, and I'm just so happy to be here today.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Almost 400 baskets for Thanksgiving time, and plus all those volunteers and all those youthful volunteers from the high school, from the middle school, from the grammar school, everybody pitching in. They're learning at a young age that you have to give back to your community. We're going to bring on another guest. We have State Senator Cindy Friedman is joining us. Cindy, come on down.
Hi, Senator.
Hi.
Hi, Senator. How are you?
How are you?
Thank you for joining us today. Good to see you.
Welcome. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Good
Yeah.
to see you.
How are things at the State House?
Oh, busy. Lots going on. So it's nice to be out in the community. Nice to be here supporting such an important and such a productive group of people doing really, really important things.
Absolutely.
You know, we hear of one of the big issues we hear about besides housing and healthcare is childcare. And, you know, I know that what you all do in terms of childcare is so important and so meaningful to the community. It's really organizations like yours that help parents who really need to find a way to keep working and make sure their kids have good quality education, are loved and taken care of. So it is greatly appreciated.
There's
And
so many programs that focus on children, from the
Yeah.
child care, supervised visitation, all these types
All
of
of that,
things that
yep.
are necessary in a community, that without it would be a very big hole.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing. And people think of us as the food pantry, and then they hear about the Child Center, and they don't really know, how big it is. But over 100 kids are served in our programs, every day. It's amazing. And to your point, you're right. After the pandemic, some of these places closed, and the need's so great. So, we appreciate Senator people like yourself who advocate for agencies like us.
Absolutely.
Even on a Sunday, you come down here to help us raise some money, and we appreciate that. But it's great to have friends like you that help all the time, with legislation, supporting our causes and things like that. And you recognize, what the community needs, and agencies like this to really make a difference. So thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I think this is a wonderful venue because people can really learn about what's happening in their community and the importance of it, not only to the parents and the folks who use the food pantry, but to all of the neighbors in the community, because it builds community and it builds stability, and it allows people to be productive and active parts of their community because their very, very basic needs are being supported. So that's why it not only matters to the people that you serve, but it matters to everybody in Woburn, because that's how your community stays strong.
Very well said.
Certainly.
So.
Okay. Did you want to encourage anybody to help make those phones ring?
I'm here to encourage everybody to make the phones ring, and here I will start with not a phone call, but a check.
We
So-
appreciate your,
so,
leading by example
by
as
example,
always.
right.
And thank you very much for the kind donation. It's very nice of you. It's great for you to be here today. Thank you so much for joining us. And maybe just plug our phone number
I
to
know
all your constituents out there.
I know everybody's going to follow along. The phone number is 781-995-4178, and it's on your screen, and there are people standing by. And just remember, your donation is going to an incredibly important cause, serving wonderful people in your community and supporting an incredible volunteer group and organization that's helping everyone. So please donate and get involved.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Senator, for joining us, and thank you for your advocacy all the time on behalf of the constituents in our city. So.
Well, thank you, and it's great to be here.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Senator.
to see you both.
Great to see you.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Take care.
Wonderful. And I think our tally, I was watching the scroll, we're up to over $5,400, and we're only an hour in. So we're doing pretty well.
Keep those phones ringing.
We have a couple of guests coming on. You saw them earlier in the last program that we put out. From the Club of Social Concern here at Woburn Memorial High School, we have the co-presidents, David Mullally and Luciano Paziali. Come on in, guys. Come right in the middle. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. I told you I would butcher your name. I'm so sorry.
Welcome for joining. Thanks for joining us today. We saw you in that video on at the Thanksgiving Distribution Center. Why don't you take us through what that day was like for all of you?
Well, it was pretty hectic. There was a lot of food to be donated. The community came out in great numbers to help out. So many people donating food from all over Woburn and even from Winchester and other towns too. So it was really, really good to see that.
So what are some of the things that your club does at the high school?
Well, our biggest thing was the Thanksgiving basket drive.
Okay.
We mainly supply the people to help out with that. So we kind of get everyone
The muscle.
together to do that.
The muscle, which is very important on that day.
I think we've got a bit of a football line going on here.
Yeah, definitely. And if it wasn't for, we bring other clubs together to help us too, like the Black Student Union here at Woburn Memorial High School, who showed out in great numbers to help us out as well.
Saw that. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So, how many kids in the club these days?
We have about 100 in a Google Classroom. Showing up to events,
wow.
Come, whoever can show up. But it's really, really awesome to see people.
That's probably
come
one of
to
the
help.
most active service clubs at the high school.
There's a lot of clubs, a lot of people in a lot of clubs at high school these days. A lot of people seem to be more interested in getting back out there and helping
That's
out.
wonderful.
Well, how's your time been as co-president of the club?
It's been very interesting. It was definitely very stressful around
Thanksgiving basket drive, getting people to getting rides there, getting permission slips because it was a whole field trip to do it. But I think it's been one of the most rewarding things I've done.
And Jim, it's nice to have Luciano here. Are you the social media guru? What's your official title in the club?
I'm just like an overall officer. I just
Yeah.
help like recruit. I'm always just trying to be there to help out the club however I can. Just props to David for just giving me the heads up before it, like to just contact some people from the BSU and other clubs, just to get more help, because obviously it's a really big project. They're like the SAD club here. There's a lot of football teammates of ours, so they had a really big donation that came in at the end, right before we had to gather all the baskets. So that's just kind of my role, and just try to help out however I can.
I guess it was a good week for you guys. You guys do some great community service, and then you beat Winchester on Thursday. So it was a pretty good week for you guys, right? So, well, we thank you guys for all you do. When you leave here today, maybe tell your classmates, friends, family members, to donate. I know you're good with that, that technology, but we're here till 3, and no donation's too small. So any help would be appreciated. So maybe just, shout out the phone number. You could text it out to people too, and we got that QR code as well that I know you guys are familiar with using. So.
The phone number is 781-995-4178.
Great. Well, thank you both for joining us today. Good to see you. Thank you for all your work on Thanksgiving Day, or the distribution day, but all you do all year round. It's great to have people like yourself, and it's fantastic to see young people like yourself get involved and serve the community.
Young leaders leading by example.
Right,
Fantastic
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah. So.
Keep it up.
And Jim and I are very appreciative that you guys all were there with your muscle, so we didn't have to lift it.
Yeah.
So we're getting a little old for it.
Yeah.
So.
Speak for yourself.
But thank you guys.
Yep. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, have a great day.
Take care, Jim.
All right, Jim, are you ready?
I am.
All right, it's our first act of the day. We have Just Dancing performing Someone You Love.
Take a look. it's great to see them again. They're very
talented.
I think we're going to see them again later on in the telethon.
Much better to see them dance than us, right?
Oh, 100%. We're going to bring on our next guest. We have another friend of the Council of Social Concern, Scott Matheson. Come on in, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
How are you, sir?
Jim, good to see you.
Good.
Good
Come
to
on
see you,
in.
Scott.
Good to see you again, Rich.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How are things, my friend?
Things are great.
Just hold that mic up so they can hear you.
Yeah, everything's good, thank you.
You enjoying retirement?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
You've been traveling, it sounds like?
Yeah, we just got back from Charleston. Beautiful 65 degrees, great food. Can't beat that.
I'm jealous.
That's a different conversation. Maybe we can have a different time.
Yes,
but I'm
yes.
sure it was great. But it's good to see you. You were involved for so many years on the board at the Council of Social Concern when you had a business in town as well. Why don't you just talk about what drove you to the council and how you got involved?
Well, I was in the Woburn Business Association, and I met Dean Solomon, who was the director of the council at the time. And he had a need for moving some turkeys, and being at Dolan Bailey, we certainly had the equipment and the trucks to do that. So we got together, and we did that for several years, and helped out with the distribution of and picking up and holding the turkeys.
Yeah, Dolan Bailey was very generous with their resources.
One of my favorite memories of you, Scott, is seeing you pull up in that truck and open the door, and you got your gear on. You've been doing this. You know what you're doing, not like me, okay? And there's all the frozen turkeys, and it was just a huge assembly line to just get them all out and get them. We think of the baskets, but there's also the turkeys that go with it. So, you were well orchestrated. You knew exactly what you were doing, and it was one of my favorite moments. You were in the element, and you saw it in your eyes, and you did that year after year, and it's great, great support.
I enjoyed it, and I think the biggest thing with the Council of Social Concern is it involves the whole community. Businesses, the high school, churches, across the board. So it's something that the whole community can be involved with, and it's such a great cause.
And it's days like today where we see that community come in, and if you go out to the library, you see everyone socializing and they're talking. Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's here to support this agency, and you're right. It is. All walks of life in Woburn come and support this agency, not just today, but day in and day out. And we can't do it without them, right?
That's right. And the staff at the council, the teachers, the admin, the board of directors, and all the volunteers, so much goes into it, and everybody does such a fabulous job for such a great cause. It's amazing.
And it's amazing, the staff, they've been there for so many years, and they just keep coming back, and they do unbelievable work. And the patience they have, and the lack of resources, have the resources, they just find ways to get their job done and help those in need, no matter what the need is. It's amazing to see it over there.
And it keeps getting better and better year after year.
That's great to hear.
It's amazing.
And it's great to see we have our director of our food pantry, I'll embarrass her, on our phones right now, Paula Matthews, and she does a fantastic job with the food pantry. Thank you, Paula, for all you do. And Scott, thank you for all you did. And maybe one shout out to everybody in TV land to help us out today.
Yes, please hit the phones. Call 781-995-4178 and get out those checkbooks, please.
All right, let's make that phone ring. Scott, thank you. And
thank you,
great
Scott.
To see you
Always
again.
great to see you.
Jim.
Take care, my friend.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
All right. We're going to continue on with our next guest. We have a local business person, Cynthia Tocci from Tocci Construct is joining us today. Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank
Good
you
to
for
see you.
coming on today.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
How are things at Tocci Construct?
Excellent. Excellent.
Tell us about what Tocci Construct is.
We're a construction company, about 100 years old, like a fourth generation now.
Wow.
And we have the old Guastavino tile factory that we have restored over on the other side of
Beautiful
Woburn.
facility.
Beautiful
gorgeous.
building. What a gem.
Yes, the company, my brother John did a fabulous job of restoring it. And it is it's historical landmark. And I think if anyone wants to come by and pop their nose in and say, what's going on, ask for me.
You think our library is beautiful. This building that they're in equally is beautiful.
Yeah, and he saved it from being basically a junkyard and restored the whole thing. It's a architectural engineering landmark. And come by, ask for me. and I will take you a tour. I know
We're going to take you up on that.
Okay, good.
I would love that.
Because MIT comes by to examine, and because the engineering that goes into it, we have a little mini in our foyer, a little mini archway, which they can actually see above it, so that they can see how Guastavino revolutionized architecture.
That is impressive, right here.
Exactly,
You know, in Woburn.
In Woburn.
So you're making the phones ring. You know what else is impressive? Is all you do for the community.
Oh,
Tachi Construct is an anchor business that does so much for our community.
We are very happy to be part of Woburn.
And I see those posts online. Sometimes it's maybe an ice cream truck somewhere, or days like today when you're here supporting our agency, the Council of Social Concern. But you seem to be out and about in the community, and it's companies like yourself that make our community so much better. So what brought you down here on a Sunday to help the Council of Social Concern?
It's a fabulous organization that you have here in Woburn. Not only the food bank, which is epic by itself, but the daycare, the subsidized daycare for families who are struggling. To have really quality daycare available to them in an affordable manner. People who don't need that don't understand how incredibly valuable that is.
And again, as Rich mentioned earlier, they're serving over 100 children through those programs.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, maybe up to, under, but it's, close to 100 families. 100 families that would not be surviving.
That's right.
If it wasn't for the Woburn Council for Social Concern.
Well, we're always appreciative of community partners like Tachi Construct. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for all you do for our community and our agency. But maybe, if you have any friends and family or employees or anybody out there watching, maybe just give us a plug to the phone number.
Guys, call 781-995-4178. Get out those credit cards. Get those points.
And let's make those phones ring, folks.
Please, okay?
Thank you,
we have a check for you.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Wonderful. And also, we have a blood drive coming up, so keep your eye on the local paper. We'll give you the details. Having a blood drive at our facility.
Fantastic. Always giving.
Okay, thank you so much.
Another way to see the facility, this beautiful building, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is the lure.
Sign up for the blood drive, and we will give you a free tour of the building.
And a cookie.
And a glass of juice.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for coming down.
you.
Good to see you.
Okay.
And thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Now, let's take a look at another talented group of Woburn Memorial High School a cappella choir performing Snowy Day.
Snowy day, it feels to me there is nothing I can't be. Hear the crunch of the snow, hear the sound of the wind, and it makes me feel so alive. Wish this day could last forever when it snows. Friends and family come together when it snows. Snowy day, precious time, snowy day, know that my spirit's filled
again, more talented students from Woburn
Absolutely.
Memorial High School. We have another guest coming on, David Hunt. He's host of America in Crisis, Breaking the Cycle of Addiction. David, good to see you again.
Great to see you.
Welcome back. Come
Thank
on
you.
in.
Good to see you, David.
First, let's just get right down to business. I'd like to present a check to Council of Social Concern for $100
Come
for
on
all the
over
work
here,
you
right in the
do.
middle, so everyone can see you in the camera.
Okay.
There you go.
There you
I
go.
was trying to hide.
Can't hide.
I'm on camera enough.
Well, thank you very much for the donation. We appreciate that.
All the work you guys do.
So tell us about what you do.
Okay, I'm the host, creator, and producer of the show America in Crisis, Breaking the Cycle of Addiction. I have 38 shows that you can look up that are seen on Woburn Public Media and on their YouTube channel. What we do is we address the opioid and addiction problem throughout Woburn, the state, and actually now the country. Kids nowadays think they're just getting a joint or getting opium or some heroin, and they don't realize the stuff that this is mixed with. A simple oxy can be mixed with fentanyl. It can be mixed with new xylazine, which no one's ever heard of unless you watch my last show. And this stuff is horrible. And what my show does is bring on guests, people that have lost children, that have opened up foundations. I brought state reps, I've brought counselors, police officers, I brought a lot of public officials to show where you can go for help. A lot of this can be done quietly. You don't have to run out the front door. Hey, my kid's on drugs. It can be done nice and discreetly. The police departments can help you out. You can actually call the station and say, hey, what in Woburn or in my area can I go for help? And people are doing so much work. It's not just me bringing the show together to give you the information. There is so much help out there. And now even for gambling addiction, you've got people that start with drinking. There's so much help if people just know where to get it. And that's my role, is to show you where to get it.
Well, it's great to have people like yourself getting public awareness out for all those resources out there for people to get help in need.
They're doing the hard work. I'm just showing them where to go. And speaking of hard work, people that are watching the show, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm looking behind the scenes. I see the entire staff of Woburn Public Media here.
Yep.
I see people on camera I've never even seen before. I mean, this is a huge effort of volunteers and people in the media. So today's show cannot be done without them.
Absolutely.
And obviously, if you watch my show and you appreciate what you see, I want everybody out there that's watched my show to do me a favor right now. I want you to pick up your phone, dial 781-995-4178. When I do my show, I ask for nothing in return. Today, I'm asking you for something to help other people, not me. So again, that number is 781-995-4178. Whether it's $1, $10, $50, donate something. We all have it. The people that this program, Social Concern, does, that need a lot more than you do. Thank you, and I'll see you again next year.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you. You take that mic with you, but thanks for coming out and being with us today.
It's fantastic work, something that's definitely needed. Addiction is a hideous disease, and it's good that we have resources like Dave's group to help people out when they're at their lowest.
Absolutely.
Next, I'd like to bring up a fellow Rotarian, Michael Martini, who's a longtime member of our club. Michael, welcome.
I go way back.
Way back. How are
Second
things?
longest. Things are doing well.
You were about to say you're the second
longest
serving Rotarian in the city.
Rotarian,
Wow.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Only Jim Haggerty has more years of service than I do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
but
great.
On behalf of Woburn Rotary, I'd like to make this presentation to the cause this afternoon.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much for that.
You're
It
welcome.
was great to see you all. I'm a Winchester Rotarian.
Yes.
It was great this year to have Woburn host the annual football luncheon. It was fantastic food, fantastic fellowship,
Yep.
and it was great to hear all you're doing in the community in Woburn. But maybe
Yep.
you want to just tell everyone what Rotary does and how to get involved and how you help the Woburn area.
Well, Woburn Rotary is very active, and we're proud to say the longest service club in the city of Woburn. And as a matter of fact, we're celebrating our 100th anniversary as a club this coming June.
Wow.
And we get involved in various projects, like...
Fire safety.
Yeah, oh yes. The big one is the fire safety house that you see every fall on the festival on the Common, and that fire safety house is used in the elementary schools, in particular in the Woburn school system.
And we've certainly worked with the Council of Social Concern over the years. One of the
We have.
things that we do, we work with the food pantry. We put together birthday party bags. Tell us about that.
Yes, certain members of the club are actively pursuing and putting together the bags, the cakes and the frosting and the candles and all that for birthday bags for all that, and the club members meet like once or twice a year to put that project together at a meeting, and when you get many hands together in the project, many hands make it go very smoothly. And
it's a great example of a niche program at the Council of Social Concern. But basically, if somebody at the food pantry, they have a child or somebody has a birthday coming up, they get this special kit that allows them to have a cake, candle, all the fixings to celebrate their birthday. It's a
party in a bag.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's not a program we talk about a lot on days like today, but it's such a necessary program, and it's for people like Woburn Rotary that make that possible. So thank you, Mike, for all your years of service, and thank you, Woburn Rotary, to you guys for all you do. I know I've been involved as a past president of the Council of Social Concern. You guys do a lot for the agency, so we couldn't do it without you. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for all you do, and thank you for the generous donation today as well.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah.
Michael, thank you as always.
Okay.
Good to see you
Guys. Take care.
All right, well, this is where it gets a little hard during this show, right, Jim? Because we got Vinny starting to cook. It's starting to smell really good in here, but we got to continue on like professionals. So next up, let's take a look at the Council of Social Concerns Backpack Program.
All right.
So every week we're here, we do these backpacks for the elementary schools here in Woburn. Here comes Paula now. We have macaroni and cheese, we have juice boxes, we have peanut butter jelly, Swiss Miss, oatmeal, cereal, fruit cups, snacks, and noodles. So we do about 50 bags a week for the various schools, put in this variety of foods, and basically it's for the kids that may need it. On the weekends, maybe their parents are both working. These are all things that they can make themselves.
So we do this once a week for the Woburn public schools, the elementary schools mainly. 4 do go to the high school, the social worker there. And we found that kids that went home on a Friday, by the time they go back to school on Monday, they were hungry. So we try to put items into the backpack that can be easily prepared by the parents and the kids. Snacks, some mac and cheese, fruit cups, tuna fish, easy items that they can do. We do this not only because we have 2 wonderful volunteers, Michael Ma and Bob Callahan, who come in every week and fill the backpacks. We fill between 40 and as high as 57, depending on the week. And they pick them up on Friday and distribute them to the elementary schools. And we are able to do that because we get a grant from Winchester Hospital. They funded this program for 3 years, so we're very grateful to them for doing that.
Coffee break.
Wow, so that backpack program, another fantastic program that's done by the Woburn Council of Social Concern, serving our community. We're going to continue on with our guest. Our next guest from Woburn School Committee, Michael Mulrennan. Come on down. Hey, Michael. How are you?
Great to see you.
Good
Great
to see you again.
You too, Jim. Great
Thank
to be
you for
here.
coming.
See you every year.
Yeah, I'm here
I like the
again
tie.
this year. Thank you very much. I wore my money tie today because hopefully people will be calling into that number at 781-995-4178 or scanning that code on the screen to get the money in here for social concern and all the programs that they run throughout our community and the great efforts they're doing with the food pantry, child center, Spanish teaching, the backpack program we just saw earlier. All the different activities and programs they run at Social Concern is a reason people should be calling in this morning. So my honor and privilege to be here once again to help support this cause.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And I know earlier this morning you had Colleen Cormier from the school committee on. Obviously, I'd like to challenge the fellow school board members that were perhaps home watching or out there on the TV land. Maybe they could donate as well. And the challenge is out there from myself and Colleen this morning.
And how do they make a donation, Michael?
Well, I think a donation is very simple, Jim. As you know, the number is 781-995-4178, or scan that code on the screen and get the donations in here to Social Concern and all their programming.
Fantastic.
Anything else I can do for you guys, Jerks?
You're a professional. You've been doing this for a number of years now. We thank you for coming down.
It's been mentioned earlier this morning, too, by Kathy Lucero about the volunteers in the city of Woburn, and that's what keeps bringing people back to activities like this and programs like this. And what goes on in the city of Woburn is phenomenal. The service clubs, we just had Mike Martini on from the Rotary, Rob Toro from the City Council will be up shortly. It's just a community that keeps on giving back. It's no surprise that you're going to get lots of donations today, either by scanning on that code or calling that number and supporting such a great organization here in the city of Woburn. It's my privilege and my honor to be here once again this year, and hope to see you again next year. Good luck.
We do too. Thank you very much.
I forgot. I also
don't forget
have
about that. We'll take
That's
that.
from the Morenans, and I want to thank you both gentlemen for doing this, and thanks to Woburn Public Media for all they do for us community. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you and
Thank you.
Stacey.
Thank
you.
Good to see you.
Oh, fantastic. Great guy.
Absolutely.
Big supporter for many, many years. Okay, next up, we have Robert Turo. He's Woburn City Councilor at large, as well as the president of the Woburn Host Lions. And he's got some guests. He's got some guests with him. How are you, Robert?
Nice.
Come
Robert,
on
good
in.
to see you. Thanks.
Hey,
Come on
kids.
in, girls.
Come on, girls.
Hey, why don't you introduce us? Who's with us today?
Okay. Do you wanna? You can introduce yourself.
Ella.
Speak.
Ella.
Toro.
Toro.
Yep.
Olivia Toro.
Ella and Olivia Toro.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Welcome.
coming today.
Is this your first time on TV? Well, welcome. This is the camera. Oh, you've been on TV before, so she's, yeah.
Thank you for having us. I will do this before I forget, but there's 2 checks in there.
Excellent.
One from the Woburn Host Lions Club as the president of the club this year, and one from myself as a current city councilor. So thank you very much.
We
Fantastic.
appreciate the support. Another agency, the Lions Club, does a fantastic job in this town, and it's great to see you supporting us today. And we couldn't do it without the Lions Club as well. So thank you for coming down here.
Oh,
today.
you're very welcome.
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
honored
it's
to
been
support.
mentioned before that we have a lot of volunteerism in the city, a lot of different service clubs beyond the Rotary. We have Kiwanis, but not just the Host Lions, but there's two other Lions clubs as well. I don't know of any other cities in Massachusetts that have that many service clubs and that are all as active as they are.
Oh, fantastic.
It says something about the city and the people that live here and that give back.
Oh, for sure.
And what grade are you girls in?
Kindergarten.
Okay.
4th.
What school?
Goodyear Elementary.
Yeah, and lives at the same one, so.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
yeah.
And is there anybody you want to say hi to on TV?
Do you want to say hi to anyone?
No?
No? Do you want to say hi to anyone? Sure.
I want to say hi to my best friends / cousins, Avery and Cam Taddeo.
All right.
Oh.
Well, hopefully they're watching you on TV.
And how about you help us out with the phone number?
Do you
help
want to
make
say
those phones
See that
ring?
number
See
right
that
there?
number right there? So tell people to call. Tell people to call what number?
78199541178.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Well done.
Thank you, girls, for joining us. Thank you, Robert, for coming down. We appreciate all your support and all your work at the City Council as well. So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you for having
Good
us.
to see you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Have a great rest of the day, girls.
All right, fantastic. So up next, we have Renee. She's a parent whose children attended the Children's Center.
I have 3 children that attend the daycare center. Aria, she's 1.5, and she's in infant toddler room. I have Zion, he's 6 months, and he is also in the infant toddler room. And then I have a 4-year-old Serenity, who is in preschool room with Digna and Miss Murray. So my daughter Serenity has been attending since she was 2, and then Aria started a couple of months after because I didn't know how old a baby could be to start. So Aria started when she was 4 months old. One of my definitely favorite things about the Children's Center is the teachers. Putting the kids in daycare, I was so nervous, like, oh, are they gonna be okay? Are they gonna be safe? But the teachers made us feel at home since day one, and they helped us tremendously along with our kids' medical needs. For instance, Aria was delayed, and Ruth, her teacher, pointed it out through her test, and she said, you might want to look into early intervention. So they gave me the pamphlet. I called. We had the assessment at my house. She qualified, and the teachers also helped me figure out Aria's feeding. I noticed at home she was gagging, she was choking, something wasn't right, and school would also look out for signs as well. So we did have Aria have a swallow study, and she has dysphagia. So her eating is like very strict. She has to have thickeners in her bottle. She can have purees, soft foods. She does see GI feeding team, and the teachers like are really great, like with making sure that Aria gets all of her needs. And our youngest, Zion, at 3 months, he was diagnosed with dysphagia as well. So us already knowing how to deal with Aria, it makes me feel like at ease and comfort that the teachers are gonna be good with Zion as well. And the teachers just become your family. They're always there. They're always asking, like, when the kids are sick, how are they doing? Give me updates, and my kids love coming to school. I never have to fight them to get in the car. They're so excited, and when I do come and they are playing, I sort of don't want to disturb them because like they're having a good time. So a couple of fun things that I like about the Children's Center, definitely around the holidays. I attended my daughter's Serenity's Thanksgiving lunch. We cooked and we helped out as well. We did Mother's Day breakfast. And Dad actually participated. He came in for the Father's Day, and he enjoyed just sitting down with Serenity, you know, having some breakfast with her, and the gifts that the kids made for the parents were like the sweetest thing ever. I have them hung up like on my wall in my house. And for our little kiddos, definitely some of the favorite times in the infant toddler room will definitely be the teachers making Christmas ornaments with the kids' faces on it. They're just adorable. I'm very grateful for the Children's Center because with all the kids, doctor's appointments, specialty appointments, me working, and my great-grandma, well, the kids' great-grandma getting sick, I couldn't do it or make a living without the Children's Center. I'm here, drop the kids off. It allows me to work, allows me to do things I have to do for them. And I'm like very grateful for the center because they're allowing us to live our American dream while our kids are safe. I want to say thank you to all the staff and the teachers for all that they do. I know you guys don't hear it enough, but I appreciate everything that you guys have done for our family. And I hope, and I know it's sad because my kids are getting older and they're moving up, but I'm grateful for everything that they learn here. My kids have, I think, become more intelligent by being here. So I just want to say thank you guys for all your support and effort dealing with our kiddos.
Okay, up next, we have WPMC's own Anthony Giulio performing Adele's All Out. Yes. You're supposed to be cooking. I'm supposed to be cooking. That's not what I was told, but I can cook. Okay, hold on. So, right now, I'm sorry about that. I was misinformed. I have some butter and olive oil heating up in a pan, and I want this is the creamy chicken piccata. So I have some beautiful slices of chicken. I don't know if you can hear that shizzle. We'll get rid of that. And here are those mushrooms that I have cooked up. We're going to use that as a garnish. Let's put that off to the side. So what I want to do is I want to season these liberally with salt. A little bit of fresh cracked pepper. And again, the infamous granulated garlic. And I want some all-purpose flour. If you're gluten-free, you can certainly use rice flour for this. And I just want to saute those. If I don't set off the fire alarm today, it'll be a miracle. If you're not into using chicken breasts, you can certainly use chicken thighs for this. And what I do like about chicken thighs is they're very forgiving. If you happen to overcook them, actually you really can't overcook them. So that's something to consider too. It's not traditional, but it's certainly something you can do. And that's it. That is it. So what I want to do is I want to get these blasting. Crank that heat up to about as hot as you can get it. And basically that's all I have for now till these cook. Are we ready to move on, or we're not ready to move on? Oh, we're good. Okay, now we are good. So WPMC's own Anthony Giulio will be performing All I Ask. Adele's All I Ask on the piano, and singing with Anthony is Woburn Memorial High School senior Michaela Hamilton. Take it away, Anthony.
Say a word. They've all been said before, you know. So why don't we just play pretend, like we're not scared of what is coming next, or scared of having nothing left. Look, don't get me wrong. I know there is no tomorrow. Take me by the hand while we do what lovers do. It matters how this ends. 'Cause what if I never love again? I don't need your honesty. It's already in your eyes, and I'm sure my eyes, they speak for me. No one knows me like you do, and since you're the only one that mattered, tell me, who do I run to? Look, don't get me wrong. I know there is no tomorrow. All I ask is if
That was really good.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to continue on here at the Telethon for the Woburn Council Social Concern. We have our next guest that we want to bring up, State Representative Rich Haggerty. Welcome, Rich.
Thank you for having me.
Come on in.
Rep. Haggerty, good to see you.
How are you? Nice to see everyone.
Very well.
How are things at the State House, my friend?
Everything's going good. It's been super busy, but everything's going great. You know, we've been rocking and rolling this session, and did a major tax relief package last fall, which was terrific for everybody in the Commonwealth. And you know, we did some domestic violence work earlier in January, which is good. And now we're starting to dig into the budget. So. To be reported later. Hopefully, we're feeling pretty good about that as well.
You guys have been busy.
Yeah.
So great to see. So you've been here many times. You're really most famous for the heads and tails game that you kind of lead at our auction every year. But you know, it's great to see you. What brings you out today to the Council of Social Concern Telethon?
It's a great question. You know, I've been fortunate to be an elected official in the city for a long time, and when you're in a position like this, you have the opportunity to be able to help folks and direct them towards agencies within our community that need to be able to be there to be able to help these folks. And that's what the Council of Social Concern has been. Food insecurity is a giant issue in our state, in our community, and you guys continue to help with that, fill that void, help people when they need it the most. And that's really what you know, one of the biggest things I think that I've been able to direct folks towards with regards to the council.
Do you hear Vinny cooking on the side here? You
Sounds
hear that
great.
chicken,
Yeah,
right? Doesn't
exactly.
it sound getting hungry?
It sounds pretty good. It smells pretty good too.
I know. This is where it gets tough.
Yeah, it smells terrific.
Show gets a little tough right now with that cooking going right next to you. But you know, you've been a great friend to the council. You know, in the legislature, you know, advocating for the programs, advocating for support. You know, you're always been a friend. We can't thank you enough for that angle that you do for us. You know, the people don't really see, but you know, you talk about the programs that need to be there. Well, we need people like you to be able to advocate for those programs to exist. And you know, you do your part, and we really appreciate it. And we really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
You know, you always step up, and you're always here when we need you.
Every single year. Yeah, whenever he's asked.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm appreciative of the work you guys do in the board and the leadership as well, because you know, that's what it takes. It takes all of us in the community to come together to try to help folks, and that's what this organization is at its heart. Through childcare, through food insecurity, all those types of things that you guys are doing hit close to my heart, and I'm just appreciative of the work you're doing. So I do want to tell folks to be able to dial in that number right now, 781-995-4178, and pick up that wallet and give to a great cause and a great community organization.
We have phone lines open now, so let's make those phones ring.
Yeah, and we've actually crossed the $10,000 mark today, which is awesome. So
How
keep those phones ringing. Listen to your state rep. Call, donate, hit the QR code on the screen when they flash it. But you know, no donation's too small. Everything helps. But we appreciate you being here,
Thank
Rich. Good to see you as always.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for all you
Thank you as
do.
always for your support.
Take care. Thank you.
Be well. Okay, up next we have another performance from Just Dancing. Here they are performing Pump It Up.
Pump
That was Shake It Up from Just Dancing, and let's shake up the phones and get the phones ringing. We're going to bring on another guest. We have another local businessman coming on, John Casey, who's the owner and proprietor of Lock and Keys. John, come on in.
Thank you, Jim.
How are you? Good to see you again.
John, good to see you.
You too, a pleasure.
Thanks for being here.
Usually you're with you brought your daughter into the past to sing some songs. Are you going to sing for us today?
Yeah, that might not be something that the crowd wants to hear today, but thank you.
How are things?
Very good, very good.
All right.
How are we doing with the Council of Social Concern over there?
I think we're having a good day. You know, we still have time, right? So we can even have an even better day. And, you know, people like yourself coming down always helps out. And you've been a great friend to the council for a long time, as Jim mentioned, with your family. So, you know, what brought you down today on this beautiful sunny day?
Well, I really appreciate the invitation to come down, and aside from just being a friend, I'm also the magician for the Council of Social Concern. Let's not forget about that. I do enjoy being invited there, and I've been
Let's make our money woes disappear.
But yeah, I've been doing a lot of the shows for the kids there, and that's been great over the years.
Good stuff.
Well, that's you know, we talk about, you know, all the different needs that the council has. That's one of them. We've got great volunteers who come in, and they support our children's program. You come in, you do a show for the children. I'm sure they love it. You know, it's probably a highlight of their week when they have a magician come in and do some magic. So, you know, everyone helps out in all different ways, and that's great to see and great to hear. You know, today, you know, we've been highlighting a lot of programming, right? But when you go in, what do you see in those classrooms?
Oh, I see a lot of kids there. I mean, it's just great, and it's so well organized. I mean, you do a great job there. I mean, especially over the years when you did the expansion. I mean, I remember way back in the old days before Don Manzelli came
over
in.
on Campbell Street.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Don was very instrumental, and he was very vocal about, you know, pushing the new location, and he did a great job back then. So it's really an honor to hear it. And
that legacy continues today.
Yes, it
and
does.
I'm glad that we were able to honor him by having this telethon every year, so that we don't forget the good deeds that he's done for our city and for Winchester.
He certainly has.
Absolutely.
I'd like to also make a couple donations here. One from Locks and Keys.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
And one from Accurate Glass, both in Woburn. So
Thank you very much.
A little bit towards there. So
Well, we appreciate all the business help. Thank you so much for all you do. You know, and you know, maybe you can make a trick maybe next year we can have you actually do some tricks on the show.
Well, there was one I want to disappear. That's the one everybody wants from me. I don't know. That's a good one or not.
I don't think so, John.
I think Jim's volunteering. You can saw him in half next year. Maybe
That's
something
right.
Like that, right? So.
Oh, we can do that.
But thank you very much for coming down. Always a friend to the council for all these years. So it's great to see you, and thanks for all you do.
My pleasure. Thanks again, gentlemen.
Good to see you.
Thank
Keep
you
up the
for your
great
support.
work. My pleasure.
Cheers.
Thanks again. Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right. So next up, we are thrilled to have the board president of the Council of Social Concern, Mo Uni. Mo, come on down.
Hello. Hello, Jim.
How are
Hi,
you,
Mo.
sir?
How
Good
are
to
you?
see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, everybody.
So how's the day going?
Well, I just got back from Asia, so I'm jet lagged. I landed yesterday here, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, I've been several time zones, but I could not miss this. And this is a yearly event for the Council of Social Concern, and it's very important what we do here, especially for the community in these times, and with the issues that some of the issues that Woburn is facing from our influx of immigrants and so forth. What we do is vitally, vitally important.
Where do you see the council making its biggest impact in the city?
Right now, of course, there's addressing the food insecurity issues and the parenting, giving classes on that. One of the things I think we did, I think we started, which I think is good, is the Helping Hands program. within the Council of Social Concern, which is not food insecurity, but housing insecurity. Around the COVID period, we found that a lot of folks were having trouble making payments for their electric bill, utilities, or housing. So we started a stopgap measure where they could get a little bit, people that have been vetted, and so the staff does a great job in vetting people and authorizing payments, and we've been able to pay people's, for just a short while until they get some relief.
Bridge
from
that gap.
A bridge, yeah, that's the
sure.
word. And so that's kind of grown in the last year or so to a significant, and so we're able to do that. And that, I think, is very important. Different security issues within the community. We're not a solution for everything, but we can be part of the solution, a small slice of the solution.
I mean, that's certainly true leadership.
Yeah.
You're identifying the need and then working to move our resources to stop that gap.
Yeah, and then the other thing is getting these pockets of tribes working together.
Yeah.
And that's been the biggest. So I think that's where we need to. The council needs to move forward in that. I think we're making headway in that, especially in the faith communities.
Yeah.
People are just separated by not only theologies, but also by buildings. And so we need to bridge that. And I think when we work together, I think Woburn can be a city on a hill, like the mayor always says.
Absolutely.
And Mo, with your leadership, we've heard about different niche programs. You mentioned the Helping Hands program. That's something that started under your leadership, which is fantastic. And with days like today, the more money we raise, the more you can do.
Yeah.
And this agency has had a long history, over 50 years of adapting to what the community needed at a given time.
Yes.
And that's just a great example of identifying a need and being able to have the resources available to do it. But without those resources, we can identify the need, but we can't help.
Yeah.
So it's days like today that are so important, and it's great under your leadership. I'm lucky enough to still sit on the board. Mo's been fantastic, and leading the agency into the next decade of service. So great work.
Thank you, Rich.
Great to see these programs. Not only be thought of and get off the ground, but actually be funded. So we need everyone's donations, right?
Absolutely.
So why don't you tell us about that?
Please, Diane, you know the number. They've been telling you this all day, 781-995-4178. And if you're dialing from overseas, put the +1. Because calls don't go through. I just learned that the hard way. But call in, donation. And the Shepherd's House is privileged to make a pledge of $1,000 to the council.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
And we put our resources where our heart and mouth is at right now. So, yeah, that would be good.
Well, thank you very much, Mo, for all you do, volunteering your time, countless hours as president of the board for the Council of Social Concern, and thank you for your leadership.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, Rich.
Good to
for
see
your
you today.
friendship and mentorship in this. Thank you very much.
Always a
Jim.
pleasure.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Take care, my friend.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. All right. Well,
keep it rolling.
We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to bring on another city councilor from the city of Woburn, Chuck Viola, Ward 7. Chuck, come on in between us. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
Chuck, great to see you.
Great seeing you guys again.
It's always amazes me, I love this day because everyone comes out in the community, and we just had a little break. We were out in the library, and you guys were all talking, socializing, and you're all
There's really good energy back there.
A lot of good energy, and they all show up for this great cause.
We do.
So what brought you down today on this Sunday?
Pretty much the Council of Social Concern does a great amount of stuff for the city of Woburn, so want to make sure we're out there supporting them, supporting the city, and with that, I'd like to give you guys a check as well.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Not a problem.
What's new and exciting in Ward 7?
Ward 7 right now, we have a big project that's going on, which is a daycare center that's coming under the Dover Amendment, which is a state entity, or state law, that we're trying to work with them to be a good partner with the city. However, some issues that we're working out with them, so.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah.
So you've been on the city council for how long now?
This is my second term I'm going into.
Okay, and how do you find it?
I like it. I enjoy giving back to the community, helping out the residents, seeing whatever they need done.
You were just elected to your second term? Or?
Correct, yes.
All right. What do you see your goals in this term for you?
I definitely would like to see more safety improvements within the ward itself. So between Russell Street, Lexington Street, which is a state road. So
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Excellent. Good stuff. We appreciate your leadership in the city.
Well, the city council's always, been a good friend to the Council of Social Concern, a good advocate for everything we do. We appreciate you coming down here today with your colleagues and being here. So thank you very much. And
thank you.
Keep doing what you do.
Thank you, guys.
Makes the city much better.
Thank you for your continued support.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you too.
All right, and we're going to continue on with our city council. We have the president of Woburn City Council, Jeff Dillon. Jeff, how are you? Our newly inked president, is that right?
Yes.
You're
yes.
new in the position. How is
I
that?
am. It's going great. We have a great city council. I'm humbled by their support that they've given me, but we all work together as a team, and we're going to get good things done.
Well, that's great. What are your goals for this upcoming year?
We have budgets coming up that we have to work on, and we have some new parks coming along the way that we have to work on. We have the Plimpton School that's demolished now, and we're going to have some meetings on that and get in what the neighbors would like to see there. We had the Hurl Park that's coming in about a year or two. We're planning development stage right now. So there's a lot going on.
So in your words, how does the Council of Social Concern make an impact in our community?
Yeah, I think that's a great comment. Today's a great day that anyone who maybe had a lift or a hand throughout their life, as I know I have and other people have, today's the day to give back. Today's the day to say thank you to someone who perhaps helped you out in the past, maybe in somebody's memory, or maybe if they're still here, just say, hey, you helped me, I want to tell you what I did today. I made a nice donation because, as we all know, Social Concern does a great job. But they need help as well. Sure. We got to do it as a community, we got to do it as a city, we got to do it as a team. So today's the day, maybe instead of spending a little more money next weekend at the Super Bowl parties, dig in today, write a check, as I am.
Thank you.
Make a donation, somebody's memory, somebody's alive, call them and say, this is what I did today. Because again, life can be difficult. It's not always, hula hoops and rainbows. Today's the day to help out.
And how will they do that?
They're going to call 781-995-4178. Dig deep. I'm looking at my constituents of Ward 3. Looking across,
the phone ring.
I'm looking across the city of Woburn. Let's get it done today. They need some help. We're here to do it. Show them what we got.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Jeff.
Very well said. We couldn't say better ourselves.
Always a pleasure.
Good luck this
Thank
year.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we're going over to Ward 6, and we have the city councilor from Ward 6, Lou DeMambro. Lou.
How you doing, guys?
Good to see you
Nice.
again.
Good to
Welcome.
see you. Thanks for
Nice
coming
to see
down.
you guys.
How are things in Ward 6?
Ward 6 is busy. We've got the new Boston Street Bridge. We got the Fairfield Apartments project, which, we're happy to say is about 7 months. It's about 7 months ahead of schedule.
Wow.
The bridge project's moving right along.
That was about 50 years in the waiting.
Yes, it was. we're very excited about the bridge. We also have CCF. CCF will be breaking ground in the spring on a bioscience building as well as an office building that we just got approved. There's also condos being built up in North Woburn. We have the apartment projects at 0 New Boston Street that still have to be ironed out. There's a lot going on up in North Woburn, as well as we have Council of Social Concern.
Well, I think opening up that bridge is really going to open up that section of the city tremendously.
Oh, absolutely. The 129 corridor, as well as the New Boston Street corridor, Presidential, Commerce Way, should alleviate some of my constituents, the traffic issues that they're having up there on Merrimack Street and Main Street. So we're looking really forward to that. We also have new restaurants coming in. We're very fortunate to have great restaurants up in North Woburn.
Yeah.
You do.
Other than that, we're pretty busy, and we're also in the midst of we're planning talks on a new Alta Vista, which is very exciting. We're working in conjunction with the school department on trying to achieve a new elementary school up there in North Woburn. So there's a lot of stuff going up in North Woburn.
I'm tired listening to you. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah.
But you also are home to the Council of Social Concern. And,
yes, which they do a great job over there. They're full of resources for people. They got the pantry. I recommend everybody donate to the pantry. Donate any money today that you possibly can. Like Jeff had said, you know, dig deep. Give whatever you can, even if it's $5, $10. They run a great program over there. They just renovated some of their facility over there with a new parking lot, new striping. They keep the building impeccable. They do a great job over there. It really is nice.
We appreciate you coming down
Oh, I
today,
also
taking time every day.
I have my donation that I would like
Thank
to.
you very much for that. Thank you for the support.
Who's the cook? Because it smells delicious over there.
Doesn't it
Where's
smell
Vinny?
good? I told you,
Where's
this is-
Vinny? He left. Where did Vinny go?
I think he went out to go find some garlic.
Please, folks, ladies and gentlemen, please give a call. Place a donation. Eileen's sitting over there. She's not doing anything. Let's ring that bell. 781-995-4178. Give whatever you can.
Let's make those phones ring.
Thank
you,
you,
Lou.
guys.
Always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Lou. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Good
you
to
so
see you.
much. Thank you.
All right, we're approaching our final hour here, Jim.
There we
You know,
go.
keep those phones ringing. Scan that QR code. Keep donating. Up next, we have a Just Dancing performance. James Bond, and He Lives in You.
Here we go.
Thank
Once again, that was Just Dancing. They do a fantastic job.
Very talented.
We've had them on for years now, as I remember. We're going to bring on another guest. We have our newly minted mayor, Michael Concannon. Mike, come on in.
Hey guys.
Mr. Mayor.
How we doing?
Mayor, good to see
How are
you.
Great to see you.
Welcome.
Welcome, and
How's
how are
it going?
things?
Things are great.
Yeah, how's the new job?
The new job is awesome. I'm loving it.
Great.
Yeah, it's
About
very busy, but great.
Almost about 30 days in at this
Starting
point?
week 6 tomorrow.
But who's counting?
But who's counting? Some days it feels like 6 months or 6 years, but it's been great. Everyone's been awesome.
What's your biggest takeaway in your first 30 days in office, roughly?
I was asked that question the other day at New Horizons, and I guess I would say the appreciation that I had for the city workforce was always strong, but after this past 6 weeks, even more so.
Good.
Great group of committed, dedicated professionals, really working hard every day to help the city. And I always knew that, but confirmed even more so. So very happy to report that.
How do you see the Council of Social Concern helping the city from your point of view?
Sure, it's an integral piece of what makes Woburn Woburn. One of the hallmarks of my new administration is service to the community. I've been talking about that for months, seems like years now. But I believe in it. I believe in public service, not only from the perspective of a career or a job, but also the various groups in our community that step up to help out and also contribute by way of service. And I can't think of a stronger or better example of that than the Council of Social Concern. Everything they do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, they actually are integral to the fabric of our community. So I think they're a part of everything we do. And it's, as I said, a focus of my administration to get the word out about all the things that Woburn has to offer, all the services we offer, and all the folks that do that. And you may have heard that I created a new position in my office. I think you talked to Samantha.
We brought
Samantha was on.
Rock star. She's a rock
full
star.
of energy,
Bringing it. Tremendous, and she's already filling that need. The way I've described it to folks is we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to create a whole new department within the city. All we're simply doing is trying to connect the folks in our community who have needs with the entities in our community who provide those needs. Many of us are familiar with them, but there's a lot of people in Woburn who don't know all that we have to offer. So her main job is to be that hub, that connection point between the needs and the services, and she's taken off and run with it. She's doing a tremendous job.
And it's certainly good to have an organization like ours
Absolutely.
To rely on when the need presents itself.
They step up at every turn. They're probably either number 1 or number 2 on the Rolodex when folks are calling with questions and needs, and we appreciate everything they do.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, right? We create the agency, we do the work, but we need, we like to be busy. We like to be helping people.
Yep.
And this new, new department, excuse me, new position,
right.
And notoriety and awareness of
Helps to
what's
get
out
the
there
word out.
helps get the word out. Is fantastic. But it also means we're a little bit busier.
You'll get more calls.
Right,
now.
exactly, which we like. But it's days like today that we need the help,
Absolutely.
from the community to give us that funding that we need to serve all those people that are learning about us
Right.
and coming in the door.
Right.
So-
And it is our goal to make sure that those needs are getting met. It's actually a good thing that you're getting more calls because more of those needs are being met.
It's working.
It's working. And with that, as you said, comes the need for more financial resources to be able to deliver those services, which is why we're here today.
And
This
it's
is such a great organization. I heard Jeff Dillon earlier talking about opportunities to contribute. And maybe, as he said, you don't necessarily spend a little bit more on the football pool on the Super Bowl, maybe divert a little bit of it this way where it's absolutely going to be a winner. So I would echo his sentiments.
And we've seen in the clips earlier that we do fantastic work, especially around the holidays, but that need is year-round. It's
Right.
not just at the holidays, which is
Right.
why we're here today, to spread the word of what we do and, more importantly, to ask for your
Ask for money.
donations and investments.
Yep.
And Jeff mentioned, you've mentioned it, that sometimes people just need a little lift, up. And that's
Sure.
what agencies like the Council of Social Concern do. And, connecting them to places like that,
Right.
can go a long
And
way to help that person.
We've all been there at some point in some way.
Sure.
And it is a nice way to give back and show our appreciation and to pay it forward, which is really important. And Woburn's always been great at that type of stuff. That's what makes it such a special place to live and work. And I'm sure today won't be any different. They will step up, they will help, because it's such a caring community.
It is.
Well, we know you're busy. We appreciate you stopping by. You always come by and help us out. So we thank you for
I'm
being
happy
here.
to be
You got
here.
something in your hand
Yes,
there,
I want to
Mr.
make
Mayor.
sure that on behalf of my wife and my family, we also give a donation, set the example, and we encourage everybody in Woburn to do the same. And we thank you for everything you do, and part of what makes Woburn such a special place to be. So thank you. Thank
And
you very
maybe
much.
just tell your constituents the phone number where they can help us
Sure.
out.
The phone number is 781-995-4178. Please donate as much as you can. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor, for stopping
Thank you,
by.
sir.
Good luck.
Mr. Mayor.
Good to see you.
Thank you,
Take
as
care,
always.
guys.
All right. Next up, we have another friend of the Council's concern, Art Duffy, who's representing the Flaherty family.
You know, Art's.
I think Art is MIA right now.
Oh, here he is.
Oh,
right
here he is. Here he is.
He's making a slow introduction.
Mr. Duffy, come on in the middle here.
No more MIA. I'm here.
Art, great to
Art,
see
how
you
are
as
you?
always.
Fine, fine. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Right.
I really enjoy being here, supporting the social concerns because it's a great organization, and we look forward to supporting it all the time.
Well, you've been here, a number of years.
Yes.
You knew Don, and you know what council social concern means to the community. But what, after all these years, you keep coming back. What keeps you coming back here?
Well, because what the social concern stands for, especially in the community, and the help that they provide to the needs of the people in the city itself.
So I've known Art just over 20 years now. When I got involved with Rotary, he was there. He's somebody that I've always looked up to, somebody that I've emulated, and I really appreciate the example that you set, not only for me, but for others in the community, for your selflessness and what you give, because you're involved with so many different things in the city. But you're representing the Flaherty family. What's going on there?
Well, I'm here to represent Kathy and John Flaherty, who have been supporters of social concern for many, many years. And they continue to do it every single year. And it's so important to them to support such an organization as the Council of Social Concerns. So I have a check here from Kathy and John Flaherty pledging $10,000.
Wow, folks, $10,000.
$10,000.
That's great.
And also I have a check here from my wife Dawn and myself for the social concern donation.
Thank you, Art.
Appreciate that, Art.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Flaherty family for both of you for your continued support over the years.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Amazing. Thank you very much for coming down. Thank you to the Flahertys who, maybe you're watching, couldn't be here today, but thank you very much for all you do for the Council of Social Concern and the city of Woburn. Makes you speechless, right? When you see something like that, it's great. So thank you very much for all your support.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right.
Art. Good to see
Thank
you as
Art.
always.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I think I messed that last one up because I'm supposed to send it over to the man who's cooking the food. So we're going to bring it over to Vinny, who's working on another culinary masterpiece.
I am back. So while we were all doing what we needed to do, I have all the chicken cooked. And again, I sauteed it in a little bit of butter, a little bit of olive oil, and put a little salt and pepper on it, dipped it in flour, and fried that. So now, with the leftover, there's a lot of leftover oil. I just want to get rid of that. Just maybe leave a tablespoon in, give or take. And you see all those bits, those little nice brown bits of flavor, the font, as we call it, in the business. Right, Jim? Okay. So I'm going to blast this with a little bit of vermouth, white vermouth. You can use white wine, but I'm using a little bit of vermouth. About a half a cup, give or take. And I want to scrape up all those bits at the bottom of the pan. I want to burn that alcohol off. It's a little difficult on this burner to tell if it's burned off, but you'll be able to tell. If you're using an electric stove, you'll be able to tell by the odor. And while that's going, just let that go. I'm reheating our mushrooms for our garnish. Actually, if anybody wants these recipes, they can certainly get a hold of me at wpmceasygourmet@gmail.com or go on my Facebook site, The Easy Gourmet Vinnie Felici, and I have these recipes which will, you can certainly recreate these at home with a little more ease than I have, that I was able to today. But, so now I can tell that the alcohol in the vermouth is burned off, and I want to add about a half a cup of chicken stock. Normally I use my own, but today I happen to have one of these. I just brought this with me today to make things a little easier. So about eyeball a half a cup. Probably depends how much chicken you have. If you only have 4 pieces, you don't need that much. But we have about 8 or 10 pieces, give or take. So I have this cranked up on high, but unfortunately it's not boiling like I would like. And now and then it shuts off on me. So okay. You want to get that going, and what else do we need? And we're going to add a little bit of, about a half a cup of heavy cream. Just eyeball it again. It's about a half a cup. In one of these containers is 2 cups, so you can eyeball a half a cup. And I get this going. And just kind of, you want to reduce this slightly. You have it thicken up a little. And I have some capers. Oh, and I need a little splash of lemon juice in here too. Nice tablespoon of lemon juice. And I have some capers. And all I want to do is just, you don't need to squeeze the juice out of them, just add the capers without the juice. So I'm going to go with 2 or 3 healthy tablespoons. Okay. Stir that up. And I'm going to reincorporate our sauteed chicken breasts, or our chicken cutlets. And cook these for about 5 minutes or so, till that chicken reabsorbs or absorbs some of this beautiful sauce that we've created. And don't be afraid to use the juice that is accumulated on your plate. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. So I want this to cook just a little bit. I'm going to add some butter to thicken this sauce at the end, and then I'm going to use the sauteed mushrooms as a garnish. So let's see. Let this cook for just a little longer. Oh, and I have a little bit of lemon rind that I've taken off the lemon and I've chopped up very, very fine. I didn't have a rasp with me today to get the rind off, so I just took a little bit off with the paring knife and put that on there. And then dot this with a little bit of butter. And then what the butter will do is will bind some of that delicious juice that's surrounding the chicken. You're not going to have to add any salt to this recipe. You might want to add a little pepper, a little more pepper, because those capers are very salty. And that, my friends, is that. So, what, I'm going to toss it back to Jim and Rich. And
Vinny.
I'm not going to toss it back.
You can toss it back.
You can toss it back. We'll take it.
Vinny,
Okay.
it smells delicious in here. I don't
Okay,
know. I
do
don't
it.
know how much longer I can stand this.
I need to
So
get
I'm going
a
to
plate.
toss it back to you guys, and
This smells pretty good. Okay, we're in the final stretch of our telethon, and we're bringing on another guest. We have another friend of the Council of Social Concern, Carol Donovan. Carol, come on down. How are
Carol.
you? Have a,
Great. It's great
come
to
in
see
between
you
us.
guys.
Great
Great
to
to
see
You know,
you
it's
too.
so nice to be here.
Longtime supporter
I
of
know,
the council.
I can't remember the number of years, but it goes at least 25, I think, or 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So you remember back on Campbell Street?
Oh,
and,
yeah. No, I remember all that. And I remember Dean, the original founder, I think, or executive director. And you've just all done such great work, and every year it improves, and you seem to be doing even more.
Well, we
And,
thank you for coming back down this
yeah.
year again. You're a fixture on this event. What keeps you coming back every year?
Well, I just think that you do so much good. And of course, I was a teacher before I was a state rep.
Right.
And I think the child care programs that you have, whether they're in-house or in somebody else's house, or and the parent education program, I think that is so important. You know, I can remember cases back when I was a teacher, some I won't say how many years ago, but how I wish they had it then, you know, especially the child care, because more and more of the mothers are working as well as the fathers. And I also think the introduction of the parent education was so important, because they are both working now, and they don't have the time that, you know, they had when I was growing up. My mother was home all the time, and, you know, so I think it was extremely important. And I can see that it's done a lot of good in the city of Woburn.
Absolutely. And we talk about the food pantry, we talk about the children's center, but the parent education program is, you know, a very popular program. It's kind of, you know, looks a little different now than it used to,
sure.
but it's very popular and it's thriving. And that's another example of a niche program that the council offers that you don't really hear much about
No, you
publicly,
don't.
but those that know,
Yeah.
like a teacher, they know how important it
Yes,
is.
yeah.
So,
So,
you know, you're right. And it makes a big difference in people's lives. And the reviews that come back on that program, you know, everyone has a positive experience
good.
doing it.
That's
So
great to hear. That's
it's a
great
great
to
program
hear.
that started,
Yeah.
you know, many years ago, that took some time off,
Yeah.
you know, during COVID and things like that, but it's
Yeah.
back now and
Yeah.
it's thriving. So
Yeah.
it's a good
It's
example.
They need it more than ever now after COVID. I mean, there were so many problems, you know, with the kids, and they're still a little bit depressed, and so are the parents, I think, from having to go through all that. But, but
Fortunately, we have this
we
resource
have
to
this,
draw from
yeah.
that can help those
Yes.
young parents,
Yeah.
especially the ones that need it most.
Yeah. So thank you for doing this every
We thank
every
you
year
for
too.
coming
Now,
down.
Carol,
And
I do see that you have something in your
I
hand.
have something in my hand, yes, and I'll be right over there to deposit it in the bank.
Very good.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you, Carol,
you.
for your donation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Have a great day. You can
Thanks.
go right that way.
Okay.
All right. So our last performance for today's program is Just Dancing with Eye of the Tiger.
finished product. Oh, look at that. So we have our mushrooms as a garnish. We have our chicken. We have, see how nice and thick the sauce has become after we let it sit with a little bit of butter? That butter got it nice and silky and beautiful. So we just, unfortunately I don't have a beautiful platter to plate this on. I'm just going to put a few on here. Again, very easy. A little chopped parsley on this wouldn't be bad. Neither one of you guys have any, do you?
Vinny, what do you serve with that?
This you could go with a little bit of linguine, like put it on top of linguine. You wouldn't have to make an extra sauce. You could use this sauce on top of the linguine.
Sounds so good.
You know, or fettuccine actually would be nicer, or a homemade fettuccine, like something that you make on your own, you know, with eggs, flour, semolina, the whole 9 yards, if you have the time. If not, you can get it at your local grocer. And that's all I have. That's all I have. I hope everybody enjoyed these recipes as much as I enjoyed cooking them for you on today's show. So what do we have? I'm going to toss it back to you guys, I guess.
And we're back, Vinny. Wow, the whole studio smells so good. You can smell the garlic and the cake.
I'm hungry. It's my
let me tell
aftershave,
you,
I think.
when we're done here, watch out. I'm coming after.
Let's wrap it up. Let's start eating.
Well, before we do that, we still have some business that we have to take care of. I'd like to bring on the executive director for the Council of Social Concern, Jesse Ben-Cosme. Jesse, come on in.
Hi, Jesse.
How are you?
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're great. How are you?
Good. Very good.
How's the day going for the council?
Oh, today's doing great. So thank you very much to everybody who's donated so far. All the community support, I think, makes my job a little bit easier. So thank you very much. I am humbled by everybody who came today to support us. So.
And are you entering year what?
I am just shy of year 2.
Wow.
So
Year
year 2 will be at the end of this month. Yes.
That has gone very
So
quickly.
it does fly. It really does.
And how are things at the council? We've heard a lot about it today. We've talked about it, Jim and I, but you know, you're the executive director. How do you see things going over there?
So I think things are going well. I am just, it's been great to be able to start a few different programs to help the, changing needs of the community. You heard about the backpack program for the Woburn Public Schools.
Yep.
You heard about the Helping Hands program as part of the food pantry. What people may not know is that pretty soon we are going to be expanding our child care. So we're going to be expanding infant care. We have renovated a completely new classroom, so we are very excited about that as well. And I have also expanded our family child care program as well. We were adding new providers and meet, the needs in different communities.
So we're meeting more needs.
Absolutely.
With all these expanded programs. That's fantastic
Yes.
to hear. And it's been a great day, seeing the community come out today. And with your leadership, sounds like things are going well over there and expanding. And what does a day like today mean to you as executive director? Is it, you said it helps you out.
Yes.
You're going to leave here happy. But what does it mean for you to see the community come out like this?
It means that they know that the work that we do is special. It helps a lot of people, and that they support that and support us is beyond words. The fact that the agency has been around since 1969 and can continue meeting the needs of the community is special, and it's wonderful. What some people don't know, we have had a homelessness issue as well. And we have a partnership rate with the extended stay in Woburn. So if anybody is finding themselves with looking for help in that way, you can give us a call and we can help you out by giving you that. If you need help with subsidized childcare, please call us. We can help you get on the wait list, and we can help you get into one of our programs as well.
And an infant program, there's not many of those around in this area, right? It's
There
it's
aren't.
a great need, and it just allows people to get back to work and know their infants being taken care of. So
absolutely,
looking forward to that program launching.
I mean, I know I work in the city, and occasionally you come across somebody that's looking for a little bit of help, and it's nice to be able to easily identify a resource that you can point them to that are genuinely going to help them, and not just tell them what they want to hear, but actually do what they need. And it's wonderful having such a program like the Council of Social Concern.
You know, and just last year, we also restarted our parenting education classes, and those grew. Those are online and in person. So we offer many different services, so please, if you find yourself needing help, call us.
That's
and
great.
for all of those supporters, keep calling that number, 781-995-4178. We're still here for a few more minutes. The QR code as well, use that.
And I was looking at the tally a little bit earlier. We're over $22,000 raised so far.
That's great.
In less than 3 hours. This has been fantastic, but we can still make that phone ring and bring in more donations.
Absolutely right, Jim. And thank you, Jesse, for being on. Thank you for all you do and leading the organization and helping those in need in our community and beyond.
Well, thank you. Thank you both for hosting. We have a great board at the council as well, and without their support, I wouldn't be able to do this job. So thank you to everybody who came out today.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Jesse. Okay, with that, it would be very difficult for us to put on this program today without these beautiful studios of WPMC. And I'd like to bring out the executive director of WPMC, Brian Ouellette. Brian?
Yep.
Hey, Brian.
Thanks, guys. I have to apologize for my appearance. The headset kind of messes up my hair.
It still looks good. Your hair is perfect.
My hair is my trademark, so.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I was getting my hair cut. I don't have much hair to cut, but I told my barber what I'm doing today. He goes, how can I donate? I told him that he can watch or this or that, but he reached into the till, brought out some money, and I told him that I'd give a shout out. So this is TJ's Barbershop at 474 Main Street in Wilmington, supporting the Council of Social Concern.
That's awesome. That's great. Just another thing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to get that in before I forgot.
No, I wanted to come in, and thank you guys for hosting. It's 2.5 to 3 hours, and you guys stand up here and do it. So Jim Major and Rich Mucci, thanks so much for doing this again.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for putting up with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I think when I think of the Council of Social Concern Telethon, the motto is neighbors helping neighbors. I think we did that today. Just about everybody that came in either lives or works in Woburn and Winchester, and it truly is neighbors helping neighbors. And the people who are calling in, who are kind of behind the scenes, you don't really hear too much about them, but again, it's just a collaborative effort. I also want to thank Vinny over here for cooking again. Awesome job. The studio smells great. Wish everyone had smell-o-vision at home. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's coming soon.
The Easy Gourmet
right after
delivery
the
again.
flying
Maybe
cars.
next year we'll have that. But as far as the Council of Social Concern goes, I do want to also thank Paula Matthews, Maddie Mitchell, Jesse Ben Cosme, Amanda Harvey, and there's a lot of volunteers also at the council that I'm not going to mention them all, but it's not just today. They work throughout the entire year to help out people in Woburn and Winchester. So it's just such a great organization. From here at WPMC, I want to thank Anthony Gilio, who's our director today. Lauren Coleman was our technical director. We have Jennifer Gatta on teleprompter. And on camera, we have a WMHS student, Morgan Greeno.
Thank you, Morgan.
And Morgan does the morning announcements here at the high school. She's also taken the television and production classes. And she's another person that not only helps out today, but she helps us out throughout the year.
She's blushing.
You should. Why don't you just come on camera just for a second? Come on out.
Come on out.
Come on, Morgan.
I mean, some people recognize Morgan because she does the morning announcements here at the high school, and she also volunteers by help us record our sports and other events around the city. So she's a great help to us, and I'm just thankful for her coming in today as well.
Well, thank you, Morgan. Thank you for all you do, and helping us out today, volunteering on a Sunday. So thank you for that.
WPMC makes it very easy for us to do this for CSC.
Yep. Brian, Anthony, Lauren. I mean, a lot goes into this behind the scenes. There's a couple meetings.
It does.
There's
It's
a
not
script.
just,
There's
it's not
things
just
like
today.
that. It's not
we
like
work up to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and and you've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And the fact we raised $22,000 wouldn't be remotely possible if it wasn't for you and your team, people like Morgan who volunteer their time, students, in the library, out here, everywhere. So thank you. Oh, Vinny's back.
I'm back.
Oh, you smell good.
And once again, I do want to thank once again. I want to mention Mary Lang once again for starting all this. She passed away a few years ago, but 15 years ago, it was kind of her idea, I think, to start this this telethon, and it's just been going ever since. And what a great job, and what a great loss to the city of Woburn that Mary Lang is.
Yep,
so I wanted to bring that up as well. And that's going to do it for me. So
Okay.
Morgan and I will head out, and you guys can wrap it up.
Come on, Vinny, come on in.
All right, folks. So that's it for our 15th annual Donald Manzelli Memorial Telephone. Thank you to everyone from watching at home or online, and thanks for the donations. As we heard earlier, our total is north of $22,000. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
That's a wrap.
Scott.